in small offices, our routers often has two networks. One network is a one connected to the internet, and second network is a local area network, our internal network. And it depends on the quantity of the ports of the device. For example, for instance, I have a MikroTik device in the picture. This MikroTik device has 4 ports. One port is one interface, and the rest 3 ports are LAN interfaces. So it doesn't matter in which port I connect my device, I get the IP addresses on the same network. Even if I connect via Wi-Fi, because this device also has Wi-Fi, even if I connect via Wi-Fi to this device, I connect to the same network. Why? Because there is in MikroTik there is a default bridge. This bridge includes all ports and Wi-Fi itself. That's why when I connect to any port in the local area network or even to Wi-Fi, I connect to the same network. It's a simple configuration, but for the security reason, in some companies we have tasks like create different networks or subnetworks and isolate them from each other for security reasons. For example, if I connect to this port, I can plug a switch here and create a different bridge for this port, and I have the following IP address, any IP address. I can connect any devices here, but for the CCTV cameras, etc., I connect them to the different network. It's different IP address, everything. For Wi-Fi guests, they also can connect to the different network with different IP addresses, and they don't have any connection with each other. We can implement this via 2 methods. One method is using VLANs, maybe you heard about this, virtual local area networks. The second method is to use bridges. But most popular method is VLAN, using VLANs. But using VLANs, we isolate these networks virtually. But if we use bridges, we isolate them using hardware. And in case with bridges, we have more security, the higher security than in case with VLANs. If we use VLAN, there is possibility for linkage between the VLANs, but in the bridge situation we don't have any issues. But again, the most popular method is using VLANs. But please note that some places, some offices, maybe in some cases, we can use bridges. For example, if we have some building, and in this building we have different clients, we have the one router, we should separate one internet between different clients. So one client can connect, each client can put their switches here in their office. They can put their switches. If this client connects to this port, this client connects to one network. This client connects to different network, and this client also connects to other network. We separate them. We separate these networks. So how can we do this? If this client connects to this port, it can get IP addresses from this network, 10.19.11.0. Client connected to the port number 3 can get IP addresses from the network 172.16.60, and client number 3 from network 192.168.30. But clients connected to Wi-Fi can get IP addresses from this network, 192.168.881. So here's the steps. First of all, since there is only one, by default in the MikroTik routers, there is only one bridge and all local area connection ports connected to this bridge. In order to create several networks, we should create several bridges. First of all, we should create, for example, if we have one bridge, we should create additional 3 bridges. This bridge, and this bridge. Default bridge already has IP address 192.168.88.1. This IP address assigned to the default bridge by default. So we should create network 10.19.172.192.168.3.0 free bridges. We should, first of all, we should create several bridges. Then we should assign this some interfaces to the bridges. Assign this interface to this bridge, assign this interface to this, and this interface to this bridge. Then we should assign IP addresses to each bridge. So our clients, in case when our clients are connected to the network, they should see their gateways. So IP addresses you see here are the gateways for each network. So these IP addresses are for bridges, so bridge IP addresses, and for clients, these IP addresses are gateways for our clients. Then, in order for our clients to automatically get IP addresses, we should create DHCP pools, and activate DHCP server. Let me show you the current default configuration. I have already reset my MikroTik router. Let's connect. I'm using this application, Vimbox X64, for MikroTik connection. Maybe we can call it MikroTik. Okay, here is my device, MikroTik. It has already IP address 192.168.8.8.1. Let's check it. Let's connect it using MAC address. Let's connect to it. And system asks me, this is a pre-configuration. If I press here, if I press remove configuration, so I will need to configure this device from the scratch, which will be very difficult for us. If I accept this configuration, if I press OK, so the router will make some default configuration for us. So it will, as you can see, it will create one port firewall. It will enable one port, will enable DHCP server and LAN interface, will create IP address, DHCP pool, Wi-Fi, etc., etc. Some will create a bridge, connect LAN port to this bridge, and so this router will do some pre-configuration for us. So it's better to press OK. Then the system asks me to create a password because there isn't any password. Since I don't have old password, I should create new one. Change now. Assign the IP password to my device. Okay, let's see what we have here. If I go to interfaces tab, we can see that we have physical interfaces, Ethernet 1, 2, 3, 4, and WLAN for our Wi-Fi. Also, system created a bridge interface for us. In this field, interface list field, we can see one interface. One interface is connected to the Ethernet 1 interface, and LAN is connected to the bridge interface, which means that LAN interface connect to bridge, and all devices connected to the LAN interface, they are connecting to the bridge and are connected to the same network. Okay, so let's go to the bridge field. In the bridge section, we can see we have only one bridge, default bridge, and when we go to the ports menu, as you can see, each port is in a 2, 3, 4, and VLAN are members of the single bridge. This is a bridge name. All of them are a member of the single bridge. So the system created the bridge for us, took these ports and assigned these ports, binded this port to the bridge. We cannot see the Ethernet 1 here because the Ethernet 1 is not a bridge member. It's a member of one interface. So we don't see this Ethernet 1 interface here. Then, okay, we have a bridge. We have a ports assigned to the bridge. And here in IP section, IP addresses section, as you can see, we have two IP addresses. One IP address, this router gets dynamically. As you can see, the D indicator, it means that this from interface Ethernet 1, this router gets IP address dynamically. I have connected my router, this MikroTik router, to my main router. That's why we see the private IP address here. If I connect my router directly to the ISP, I would see the public IP addresses. Okay, let's don't think about this interface. We are interested in this interface below. So as you can see, our bridge has IP address 192.168.88.1. This is IP address of our bridge. Then we go to the IP section, pool, and here we have a DHCP pool. The clients connected to the bridge interfaces via Wi-Fi, via LAN ports, get IP addresses from the DHCP server using this pool from 10 to 254. Okay, then when we go IP to IP and DHCP server, we can see the DHCP server already configured for this bridge. This is the DHCP server configured for this bridge, which uses address pool below. You can see this is the name of the DHCP server. The DHCP server is assigned to the bridge, and this DHCP server uses the IP addresses, so uses for clients IP addresses from this DHCP pool, which was created before. And about the networks, here in the networks field, we can see that DHCP server is used for this network here. So clients connect to this network. As a gateway, they get the IP address of their gateway using this IP address. They get this IP address, and for the as a DNS server, they get this IP address. Okay. In our case, our default configuration. In our case, in my default configuration of the MikroTik router, we have a bridge, single default bridge. All these free ports and Wi-Fi already binded to this bridge. Also, this bridge has IP address. Then, for the client which connect to this bridge, they should receive IP addresses. They should obtain IP addresses. So that's why we have a DHCP pool with a range of IP addresses, and of course DHCP server. And let me show you something. When I go to the interfaces, if you can see, I'm connected to the interface Ethernet 2. That's why we have packets here. Can you see? Sending, receiving, etc. I'm connected to this port Ethernet 2, and my IP address. Let's see what my IP address is. Class screen IP config. You can see my IP address 192.168.88.254. This is my IP address. I'm going to unplug my cable from the interface Ethernet 2 and plug it to the third interface Ethernet 3. Ethernet 3. Let's see, the system disconnects me and connected me back. Connect me back again. They type the password. Connect them back. Can you see now Ethernet port Ethernet 3 is operational. We can see the packets. No packets on Ethernet 2. New packets on Ethernet 3 because I switched from second port to the third port. And let's check my IP address again. My IP address is the same because all the ports are the members of the same bridge. Let's switch to the last port, Ethernet 4, and see which IP address I have. Okay, packages activated on port Ethernet 4. Let's check my IP address again. The same network. This is my desktop PC. I don't have a Wi-Fi adapter here. That's why I cannot show you. But if I would connect to the Wi-Fi, I would obtain the IP address from the same network. Let's switch back to the port number 1. And on the next video, I'll show you how to configure, how to create new bridges, assign interfaces to the bridges, assign IP addresses to the bridges, enable DHCP pool and DHCP server, and check. If you want to support our channel, you can donate using the address on the screen. The link is also in description.